Hey there, fellow nerds! Check the timestamps down below or strap in for the long haul, because in this video we're talking about could Terraform Cloud actually be worth a few less Benjamins in your wallet? How can you test the waters with a free Terraform Cloud setup? How can you integrate Terraform Cloud into new and existing Terraform modules? That's stuff you want to learn? Good, because here we go! Let's assume moving forward that you're already familiar with Terraform, that infrastructure as code tool that lets you create, modify, delete big fat piles of resources all in one shot. But Terraform and Terraform Cloud are two different things. If you're looking to pick up Terraform Cloud, you gotta ask yourself, is managing the state files of all the stuff that you're building just too much of a... Are you having problems with lots of people in your team just getting in each other's way? Do you want your Terraform deployments, with a minimum effort on your part, be part of an automated pipeline? Do you wish that you had a magic wand that lets you handle security implementation, workspaces, variables, and all that other stuff? And most importantly, are you willing to throw money at Terraform's parent company, HashiCorp, to make a lot of these problems go away? Still here? Nice, because we're going to build all that. Step one is we need to set up a Terraform Cloud account. All the steps that we're about to explore in this video can be done yourself for free and with no credit card. Because as of this video, Terraform won't start hitting your wallet until you start building over 500 resources, or you want access to the really magical team managing stuff and whatnot. There are two ways that we're going to run through and how to use Terraform Cloud, calling Terraform from the command line and from automating it through a Git repository. The TF state file is something that needs to be kept safe and online so that other people can access it. It's what allows us to check on the state of our objects. And while it's fine when you're inside of a lab environment like I am right now, we need to figure out how we can get that TF state file online. Step number one is to run Terraform login at your command line. It's going to ask, is it cool if we store a token on your machine inside that location? Sure, sounds good. And will then give you a link for you to open inside of your browser. Now, if you've already made your Terraform account like we did earlier, you can just click this and access it. So I'm going to go ahead and get logged in here with my free tier account, and it's going to ask us to create a token. Set it for however many days, and it doesn't matter. We'll generate this token. We're going to copy this bad boy and take it back down to the command line. All right, and where I was prompted, I am going to paste that in, hit enter, and your reward should be a lovely little Terraform logo displayed at your command line. Now, there are two different ways that we're going to be making some projects inside of this video. The first one is going to be CLI-driven workflow right here in the middle. And if you're not familiar with what a Terraform workspace is, that workspace though, is that it allows you to manage multiple TF files to maybe be created from the same module. It can be a huge pain trying to track all of these. So what's really nice is that you can see it through a GUI when we create this in just a second. For the moment, we'll leave all this blank and just go ahead and create this workspace. And inside of the display that we get from this as a result, we will be given a Terraform block that we can work with. Now, the name of my organization, which yours will be different, is Alta3 Terraform Demo. You saw that I named the workspace .workspace though. Let's copy this and go back down to our main.tf file, where, as you can see, I've got a really simple setup. I'm going to build 3 null resources, and you could tell that I'm a huge nerd just from what I'm naming these resources after. What the resources are that you build doesn't matter in the least, but the point is that I want to see the record of their being built inside of Terraform Cloud. So to do that, the Terraform block, which is what teaches Terraform how it's supposed to behave, where we would normally be specifying backend if we're trying to store our TF state in like some sort of remote location. Here, we're going to specify cloud. And as you can see, it's just a copy paste of what it is that I got off of the Terraform Cloud website. Let's save and quit, and let's run a Terraform apply. Now, you do need to run Terraform init if you have already run Terraform apply in the past. Terraform init may be necessary in order to initialize, hey, we're using the cloud as the backend now. All right, let's run Terraform apply. This will take slightly longer than it ever would at your command line, but not too long. And while I can see that this plan is being displayed at my command line as I'm used to seeing it, we'll say yes to this and let it finish going through its song and dance. Because once this is done, we can hop back inside of our dashboard and we can see that there are my 3 super nerdy resources that I just built, as well as the result of that output block that I saw at my command line. So if your team just loves running stuff at the command line, but needs the accountability and visibility that Terraform Cloud has to offer, then this can be an extremely attractive alternative. But what about the TF state? Well, if we look inside of that directory where we ran Terraform apply, we can see there is no TF state file here because it's not being stored locally. If we go back inside of Terraform Cloud, however, and we take a look over here under states, we can see that all of the TF state files that are being created by this workspace are all being recorded, and we can view them here just the same as we could if we were at the command line. But if continuous integration, continuous deployment pipelines is more what you're looking to get out of Terraform Cloud, then let's see how we could automate pushing Terraform deployments from making a push to a Git repository. Okay, so what I've got here is a brand new GitHub repository. You can use any other SCM tool. GitHub just happens to be the most popular. And very simple TF file that I've got here. Complexity is not what we're looking to do, but I do want to point out that the Terraform block makes no mention of cloud or anything like that. You don't have to. Simply make sure that this is committed and ready to go, and then here's the next step. All right, so we're making a new workspace. We're going to click version control workflow this time. And I already have GitHub set up with my account. You can select any one of these options that you see here. And what I'll do is that I'll use my existing GitHub app, but what I'll do is that I will add another repo. You will be following this process to add GitHub or GitLab or whatever for the first time as well. Just follow the instructions. It's pretty straightforward. So I'll select add another organization, which obviously is still me. From this, you are basically signing your life away. The Terraform Cloud is able to access your repo and access pull requests and all that stuff. And I've already got a couple of repositories selected. I'm going to say that I want this one, the one that we made together. Save my change. And as a result, I should now be able to access that repository through Terraform Cloud. Yep, there it is. So we'll select that one. And for now, we'll just go ahead and click create. Let's explore how we can configure this workspace to be triggered upon changes to our Git repository. Now, of course, you can manually force runs to occur. So what we're seeing here is that all of my Indiana Jones null resources that we had earlier are clearly being sourced from the main TF inside of our Git repository. But continuous integration would state that we should be able to trigger changes like this simply by making a change, which happens to be the default behavior. So I'll just make my change right here inside of the browser. But if I were to go and edit this file, like let's say that my favorite character is missing from this list, Sala needs to be there. Let's commit our change. That should have triggered a push event. So let's go back over to our workspace. And there you have it. We can see that the CSVizer user has made a change to main.tf. It is currently in the planning stage. Something that's super cool about this, and it can absolutely be configured otherwise, is that right now it is awaiting an actual approval of some admin. Remember, to get full admin and like team control in Terraform Cloud, you have to sign up for it and pay a couple extra bucks. but if I just wanted to manually confirm and apply, looks good, confirm plan, then this will go ahead and run exactly the way that it always would. And there you go. It took us just a couple of seconds, but once again, Indiana Jones rides, and we're not going to talk about any of those crappy new movies. Now, hopefully you're educated on what Terraform Cloud is and why a lot of teams and companies opt to use it. Of course, Terraform Cloud is just a means of implementing Terraform, and if you don't know how Terraform works, it's not going to help you all that much. And if you need to learn how Terraform works, then what are you waiting for? Click the link down inside of the chat, which will take you to Alta 3 Academy. This is where you will be provided with labs, videos, an environment for crying out loud, an AI assistant built in. No other training company is out there that does this, I guarantee it. Best of luck, my fellow nerds, and happy terraforming.